And a good evening to you, rugby fans. Welcome to Eau Claire, Wisconsin, where National Collegiate Rugby brings you Friday Night Rugby. It is the University of Wisconsin Eau Claire versus the University of Wisconsin Stout. I am John Broker, joined tonight by the contact coach, Craig Wilson. Great night for rugby here in Wisconsin.
Beautiful night, and even better matchup. We've got two teams who are unbeaten, essentially a championship game. Can't wait for this one.
This is huge. It is the Great Midwest Conference. Both teams are undefeated. Winner of this game gets the top seed in the semifinals, headed to the NCR playoffs. So big implications here between these two teams. We're going to take a look at the records for them right now. We will start with Eau Claire, the Blue Golds. Blue Golds are 3-0 on the season. Look at the points they're putting up. We'll talk about that as the game goes on. Only allowed 7, high-scoring team. Both these teams have beaten Platteville, La Crosse, and Northern Michigan. They've one game to go in the league after this. It's University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. But Eau Claire looking strong through the season so far. UW-Stout, from about 30 minutes away from here, has come down, and they are 4-0. They've already played Stevens Point, beat them at 56-0. But have also beaten Northern Michigan, Platteville, and La Crosse. Let some points up from those teams, so a little bit different there. Have led into points over the year, but not so much for Eau Claire, so we'll see if that makes a difference today. But with the championship on the line, these teams are ready for this matchup. We are going to take a look at the coaches now. This is the coach. It is Matt Crishy. He is the head coach of UW Eau Claire. He actually went to Stout in college, now bringing that rugby knowledge to Eau Claire, coaching this high-flying offensive team. Opposite him on UW-Stout, you don't see this too often these days, but it's a player coaching roster, Craig. Caleb Bruce, the number 8, is taking the reins. Francis Kunda right there, the number 10. Briar Birds and Javier Force are coaching this team, trying to get beyond just smash mouth rugby. They're really working on their patterns. Now we'll take a look at the lineups. First, the Blue Golds of Eau Claire. It's going to be the front row with Jacob Hewer, Ryan Mead, and Ryan Becker. Captain Andrew Boucher is joined by Adrian Wagner in the second row with Leighton Hart, Benjamin Neeson, and Luke Pugh. The back roaming row for this team. Other captain Cal Schmitz at number 9, Luke Wilson at 10. And the centers is freshman Ben Beckman. Keep an eye out for him with Riley Spurl. On the wing is Will Conan. The other wing, Isaac Moritz with Croy Wild in the back. Look for this lineup to move the ball. As we turn to the UW-Stout, the Blue Devils. Blue Devils here have Adler, Mastel, and Sheets in the front row. Semling and Boatwright in the second. It is going to be William Plenty and Luke Lobner on the flanks, with Caleb Bruce at number 8. He'll be wearing number 28. Just keep an eye out for that. In the back, you are going to see Ethan Drager at 9, Francis Kahunda at 10. In the center is Briar Birds. Keep an eye out for one of these leaders, Caleb Kazmarek. And on the wings, Hans Mueller and Gabriel Baldewicz. Ryan Call will be at fullback for the Blue Devils. Those are your lineups. Friday Night Rugby at National Collegiate Rugby here on the Rugby Network is ready to go. Referee for this evening's contest is going to be Brad Cassetta Sr. Brad Cassetta Sr. ready to get us underway. You look at the Blue Devils, they are going to be kicking this one off. We are underway here in Eau Claire. Friday Night Rugby, exciting matchup. Top seed in the playoffs on the line here. Very important for these teams, as in whites running from right to left. And the Blue Golds of Eau Claire. And they have first attack here. Take the ball down well. Zippy little pass into the midfield there. A little wraparound. May not have hit its intended target. They're going to get this one back. You see early, powerful defense there from this Blue Devils team. Eau Claire looking wide immediately. Ball doesn't quite go to hand, but they're going to keep this one alive. Stretch the field a couple of times. Have not made a ton of room yet. That's not going to help right there as the ball winds up in the hands of Francis Kunda. Kunda up in Malawi, learned his rugby there, but in Nominee, the local town here. Kunda takes it right away, and he's on the run, looking for some runners. Gets it out there into the hands of Kyle Boatwright. Boatwright to the ground. Early attack here after some good defensive pressure for Stout. The Blue Devils would like first blood here as they go for the line. You can see it right there. Referee Cassetta has an arm out for advantage. Now a big pickup from Ian Sheets. Sheets can't get too far to the big man. As they go wide to Kunda. Kunda gets it in the middle of the field. Kunda gets to Briar Birds. Briar Birds taken down. Referee's had enough. He's going to bring it all the way back. Right there, UC Kaunda would like to play. Keeping that defense honest. We're going to slow this one down. Craig, good first pass to play here. We'll get to you in a second as they're going quick. No time to stop right now. Ball goes straight to the ground. Knock on there. It's going to be first scrum of the game here to the Blue Golds.
Wow, what a start. You can see right from the off, Eau Claire wanted to play, and they were playing for deep. They didn't even think about kicking. And maybe that's testament to the amount of points they've put up in the early games, but we know that Stout is coming in hot and heavy as well, and their defense got on the up there. They forced a turnover, and Stout were going to be frustrated. They didn't get over the line. It just got a little bit sloppy, maybe. I got a bit excited near the try line, but so far so good from Stout, and let's see how Eau Claire exit from here.
Pressure coming in from the Blue Devils. Blue Golds on the back foot, but it's gone around according to referee Seta. So we will just reset this one. He'll try to get some parity and safety in the scrums.
There's some big men in there. You can see that they're getting ready, and this is exactly what the front eight, well, the forwards want. An early scrum, 2 minutes in. You can see Stout are putting on the power there, maybe starting to wheel it just to the left. The referee, instead of giving a penalty, a free kick, he just wants to reset, let them build again, and see where we're at.
Set. Hold it.
Blue Devils possibly looking to draw a penalty here as they drive this Eau Claire team right up into the sky, but it's penalty against them. Blue Golds going to go from their own 5-meter line, unafraid to run, and here comes the boom. We see it right there. Great push from Luke Pugh. Luke Pugh fends off one of these Blue Devils players, and the Blue Golds are on the move now. Offense of the Blue Golds. See if they can get a little more ground this time. A little cross-field run coming there from Beckman, the first-year player. Ball spilled on the outside by Riley Spurl. Turned over by the Blue Devils with a scrum advantage. Ball's in the hands of Drager. Ethan Drager finds some runners out there. Gets it to Joseph Mestel, 5'10", 225 from Forest Lake, Minnesota. Now playing for this Blue Devils team. Ball comes a little wider in the hands of Semling. Preston Semling's going to take that one in. Crash pods working here for this team. Now looking a little wider. Konda's looking for some space. Can't find it. I'm sure he would have been on the radar of the Blue Golds conversation. Any space given could be thoroughly exploited. Coming forward they go again through Boatwright. Kyle Boatwright, senior out of Freeport, New York. Konda goes to the boot this time. It is tipped. So it's a live ball here. It knocks over. Is it going to wind up into the hands of the Blue Devils? It will not. Whose lineout will it be? Referee, assistant referee have not said whose it is.
Here's your mark right here. Right.
You can see early on from Stout. Oh, wow. Let's go back at this. Pugh, watch this fend. Powering away. What a burst of energy that is from Pugh to get him going. But you've got to look back at Stout. They managed to turn that ball over. Clearly running a 1-3-3-1 system, just making sure they've got those 6 forwards in the middle of the field, so keep an eye out on that.
Boatwright gets that one down to Drager. Drager gets his forwards running. Nice little handoff there. That time it's Preston Semling. Second row showing up. Ball spilled again. Just a little too much energy from both of these teams resulted in errors. But they came to play, certainly. Cal Schmitz, the captain, gets taken down there. Pugh steps into that distributor role. Power on the way forward. Konda trying to turn this one over. Has done, has not. Referee says they're off his feet or not releasing. So Schmitz is going to go quick. He's got Konda right on top of him, but referee's going to say not 10. We'll move this one back about 40 meters out. We'll see what the Blue Golds decide to do here.
I'll tell you what, Kaunda, number 10 for Stout. What a live wire that guy is. I feel he was a bit unfortunate there. He looked like he was on the ball when he was jackling. Maybe towards the end he did fall over. So the referee is clearly given the advantage there to the attack. So that's something we've got to look at. So we're just going to look back here. You can see Kaunda, just as he's going to make the tackle, he gets him down, but there he wasn't 10, so that's why that penalty came about.
They get the penalty, move it downfield, do the Blue Golds. This is really their first entrance into the Blue Devils territory so far. See Ryan Mead set to put this one in. Ryan Mead, a senior at Holman, Wisconsin, club secretary, gets it out of the middle of the field, and Pugh doesn't hand anybody off that time. It gets rid of the ball quickly into Luke Wilson's hands. A little cut back in from the outside. Ben Beckman. Beckman gets the ball to the ground. Schmitz looks again, comes wide. A little ball to the wing. Will this result? There's a lot of defenders there trying to rip it away to the Blue Devils, and it's slid into touch. So we're going to have a line out here. Looks like it will be Blue Devils ball.
Eau Claire are clearly trying to get their big boys going forward. You can see there it was a big carry again from number 8, Pugh in the midfield. Then Beckman, number 12, was going for it as well. But Stout's defense has been stout, okay? They're keeping them, they're knocking them back. Look at the organization there, how they're just shepherding them towards the sideline. So really good there from Stout, using the sideline as an extra defender, and they got their reward.
Ball coming in here. It's actually Blue Gold's ball. Referee says it was taken out by the Blue Devils. That one goes right back into touch. So a fun and exciting touchline to touchline game for the first 6 minutes. Just slows down for a second here. I can catch my breath. Greg, we'll have to lean it over to you.
Well, it's a testament to unbeaten teams so far, and they're just showing why. Some good attack, but also the defense is resolute. And if you're going to win championship, defense is where it starts.
Ball up this time from the Blue Devils. It spills forward, so we have a scrum advantage here to the Blue Golds. Blue Devils, Stouts, have had a bit better of the early scrums. They did get penalized, but opportunity here for the Blue Golds will want to get this ball out into play very quickly.
Yeah, in the last scrum, Stout were penalized for driving up and away. So the referee is going to be on them now. So they just have to keep nice and low from a Stout point of view, drive forward. Eau Claire, they just kind of want that ball in and out. Clearly, Stout have got the upper on them so far in the scrums. So from an Eau Claire point of view, just get it in and out, get it into 10's hands so they can launch their attack.
That's better.
Ball in. They put it from the tight head side. Pressure on, but Schmidt's able to get that one away. Not cleanly. Into the hands of Wilson. Into the middle of the field they go. Looking for some runners. They're going to lose some ground on that one. Riley Spurl gets taken to the ground. Spurl, a sophomore from Hutchinson, Wisconsin, studying exercise science. Now they move the ball a little wider into Will Conan's hands. Schmitz has Kaunda to keep him company seemingly every time he moves the ball there. Across they come, back in the other direction. Beckman to the ground. This one will get recycled well. Get their structure reset. Just a little too far there. So going to switch his one back in. Pardon me, going to run Tommy Mosenthin. Mosenthin, the tight head prop junior from Woodbury, Minnesota. All-state wrestler in high school in Minnesota, which is no easy feat. All live here, coming back to the Blue Golds. Blue Golds. Another pass, just a little too far, both teams on the distributed first receiver distance so far. More on the Blue Golds. We have a penalty this time against the Blue Devils. And Schmidt wants to go quick. Both of these teams preferring the quick tap and a run. They want to get the ball to their outside. The ball comes inside, however, to Beckman. Beckman, again, the first-year player, really showcasing early on here. Turns that one over. Blue Devils. Don't know if they're getting the scrum advantage or just a turnover, but it's going to come back to Kaunda. Kaunda is going to launch this one downfield. Rolls into Blue Gold territory. Turning on it with company coming. Hans Mueller makes that tackle on Croy Wild, but it was up high as he was going to the ground there. So we're going to have a penalty here for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, penalty only, mitigating factor. You can see that the attacker was already ducking. Is there head contact? Yes. In this day and age, you're probably going to be a penalty only, but there was certainly no intent there. Just as we look back, the big mitigating factor is that low body height. Is there contact? There is, but nothing too crazy. You can see why the penalty was given.
Penalty there. Yeah, it's a hard one right there. There's not much you can do. Blue Golds put this one in. Mead once again. Business management major and senior. To the front they go. A little simpler. Both lineouts been a little off. Get this one to Pugh. Pugh looking to hand off a player, but it's just taking a little bit of a left-hand turn there. So it took away some of his power and velocity. He's taken to the ground. Trying to dig that away is Briar Birds. Briar Birds can't do so. Schmitz, a little dummy pass. They're trying to get to the wing. They miss on that one. They're out wide are the Blue Golds.
Hold.
Back across they come. Just looking for some runners. Blue Golds starting to rack up some possession time here on offense forcing these Blue Devils to play
Hold, guys.
steady amount of defense. Hasn't resulted in points. We're 11 minutes into this Friday Night Rugby matchup here on the Rugby Network as they move it wide to Blue Gold. Here might be the break. Is there an offload? There is. It's in the hands of Benja Neeson. Neeson takes it to the ground. Has players there. Blue Devil has to roll away. Schmitz slows down just a bit. Gets the ball in the hands of Tommy Mosington. Talked about him a second ago. He takes it forward just a little. Blue Devils do well to reset their defense. Looking for some inroads. Get that ball there to Will Conan. Little offload there to Schmitz. And first points of the game will come to the captain, Cal Schmitz. A little opportunistic move. Beautiful offload. A senior from Silver Creek, Minnesota, touches down the first 5 points for the UW-Eau Claire Blue Golds.
Tell you what, how about that for an offload? But you've got to go back to the builder. Eau Claire are happy in possession. They keep the ball, but they've also been moving it side to side. And what that's starting to do in the Stout defense, you can see their line speed, particularly in the midfield and wider channels. They're not getting off the line in phases 3, 4, and 5. And that's where Eau Claire started to find those little gaps. They kept possession, and then it was rounded off with a beautiful upload. And you can see in the wider channels, you've got the big boys from Stout. You've got all the front row out there, and Eau Claire were just picking them off. And then they kept their composure. Just look how here they were just looking in and around the rucks. They're trying to see where the space is. And then we're going to see a beauty of an offload soon. This is going to make a highlight reel. Look at this, in contact. He takes 2, offloads it to number 9. What a brilliant try. Yeah, no wonder he's pumped.
Will Conan from Hudson, Wisconsin, went to Hudson High School. He's a sophomore with that lovely offload there. Schmitz just right on the spot. Players playing together just seem to know each other pretty well.
Now, I was just watching in those first 10 minutes. Stout's defense is strong in and around the ruck, and you can see they're putting a lot of pressure on at the ruck. They're trying to jackal, but out wide, their line speed is starting to lack, and that's where Eau Claire can start to find some edges and some holes, and that's what happened there. So Stout are going to have to really tighten that area up or make it an arm wrestle, because that's where their strengths are.
Kick was no good, so it's going to be a restart here from the Blue Devils. Kunda puts that one up.
Play on.
Ball down, went backwards. The referee says that's fine, let's play. Schmitz, the try scorer, moves it out. They're looking at those wide channels immediately. Contact coach seemingly knows what he's talking about. Across we come from Schmitz. A little move, it gets his team going. They're going to run this in the middle of the field. It's going to be Pugh. Pugh enjoys the ball carrying.
Hold it.
Takes one there. Schmitz. Little dummy. They're coming wide again. Looking to go to the right wing. Not going to get all the way out there. Player off his feet there for Blue Devils is going to get the call for a player coming off his feet from the Blue Golds, but it looked to me as if the player was on his knees.
Yeah, it certainly looked like Stout was on their knees playing the ball. Referee had a look at the attack. Looks like the ballers went dead, so we're going to come back for a scrum.
Yeah, we'll come all the way back here. Not done quite correctly there by
22 scrum up.
Kunda. A little bit of a mistake, so it goes through the back of the try zone, so we'll come back out for a scrum right there. But that could have very well been a penalty the other way.
Absolutely. What was it? Eau Claire did really well in that other scrum where they are under a lot of pressure from Stout. Stout have really got the ascendancy there. So it's almost got to be like a 7 scrum from Eau Claire, in and out, get it into 10's hands so they can start to play into those wider channels.
Blue Gold here. Teams these days putting the ball in from the tight head side.
Set.
And immediately taken away, but a penalty against the Blue Devils again for Eau Claire. As a player comes in and knocks that one on as he tries to take the quick tap. Trying to plead his case there, but it's a scrum for the Blue Devils.
And that's 2 penalties against Stout now. They look like they have the ascendancy. That looks slightly unfortunate from a Stout point of view. They look like they're dominating that area. Sometimes complete dominance feels like the referee goes, well, there must be some cheating going on. I really don't think so. I just think they're dominating that area. From a Stout point of view, I was slightly disappointed giving away those penalties. But if they just keep straight, keep low, drive forward, they're going to do enough to win this scrum and launch their own attack.
They have been very strong in their calls, just going against them. UW-Stout, the Blue Devils on the move again. Get the ball out there to Briar Birds, looking for a wraparound. A little miscue, but the danger man Kunda has it right there. Runners out to the right. Most of their forwards off to the left-hand side here. Get it there into the hands of Luke Lobner. Lobner is going to take it into contact. Lobner, a senior from Columbus, Wisconsin. Another one of the big fellas, Ian Sheets, is going to take that one. Junior mechanical and manufacturing engineering major. Kunda shows, going to hold on to the ball, tries to get it away. It's knocked back by one of the Blue Gold players, so it's fine to play. It is their ball. It goes to the ground, just across midfield. Good work there. Schmidt has been swallowed up by some defenders. That was Boatwright. Really trying to put some pressure on him, as he said, Craig. And out they come a little bit wider. Player now off his feet, trying to play that ball. Referee is going to let that one go. Good defensive pressure coming here. Pugh can't get a head start.
You're good. Let him go. Get off there. Get him out of here.
Penalty here against the Blue Golds. A player holding in one of the Blue Devils. Maybe a little rough stuff there.
Yeah, just didn't get away with it. You see what he was trying to do. The Eau Claire player was trying to trap the Stout player in right in front of the referee's eyes. Right decision. You can't do that.
Ball does not make touch. Back in the Blue Gold's hands. Conan with a magical offload. Goes for a little run this time. Takes a big hit from Ethan Drager. Drager, senior out of Jackson, Wisconsin. But a big break comes here from the first-year player. Ben Beckman really showing here. Another big break for him. The ball comes squirting back. Schmidt, it's all over the place right now. It rolls in a touch. We'll see where it comes.
So there's pros and cons from a Stout point of view going at the defensive rucks. As soon as you add numbers to the defensive ruck, that's where some space arrives right around there. As the Jackals are going in, they are finding those little pockets of space in and around the ruck. And this is where the last try came from as well. And you can see that's where Eau Claire are really starting to focus on.
Beckman, the freshman intelligent player there, was a first-team All-State rugby player from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, now playing with the Blue Golds. A little dummy move across there. There were runners out wide, but they're going to turn that one over. Good job there by the Blue Devils right in the spot. That's Ryan Call taking that one in. We've seen a lot of him so far today. Pugh coming in, battling right there. They're going to get rid of him, slowed down just a little. Ball to Boatwright. Ball just sitting there. Ethan Drager has to get in and dig that one out. Kunda takes it flat, but he's got a runner. The ball into the hands of Luke Lobner. Lobner moves that ball away, and they're going to get a little more ground there through Preston Semling. Semling to the ground. Runners off to the right here. A little show to the outside, going to hang on to it. Going to try to make a break. They're going to cross their own 40-meter line. Now they come the other direction. Get the ball in the hands of Mastel. Mastel keeps his feet, waits for some players to get there. Blue Gold's trying to dig that one away. It's going to spill out. It's going to be fine to go. So Boatwright is going to go for a move. Boatwright spills that ball forward. It's now in the hands of the Blue Gold. Blue Gold, big run there by Ryan Mead. Ryan Mead takes it inside. Schmidt's trying to find that little space. Conan has been on the spot for a little forward movement every time he's gotten a hold of the ball. Back to Schmitz. Schmitz looking for some runners. Luke Pugh. Ball to the ground. They're going to keep that one alive. Does it go back? It does. Referee is fine with it. Blue Devils swarming. Trying to take that ball away. They're going to go a little wider now. Let's see if these channels are open for him again. There's the pass. Taken flat-footed, so not quite what they would have wanted. Have to come back in through Riley Spur.
Back up. Use it.
Little pick there. Schmitz is now into the first receiver role, looking for quick ball. And it squirts back there whether they want it or not, so it's slowed down just a touch here in the hands of the captain, Boucher. The referee has spotted a penalty. Crossing against the Blue Gold is going to be a Blue Devils penalty.
Well, I tell you what, the breakdown is an absolute dogfight right now. And I think that suits Stout. They want those closer confrontations, and they're really starting to get them maximum pressure. But again, they haven't made touch on the penalty. Or have they just? Have they just? But I tell you what, that breakdown battle is becoming a key component of this fixture. But also, you're seeing that both teams are starting to get they're tired now. Okay, 20 minutes of an absolute heavyweight battle. So now the team that can maintain their shape and their fitness a little bit longer, I think they're going to break away.
And we're also up against something new. Both these teams putting up a lot of points on people throughout the season. Playing with an equally matched team can make a big difference as you move forward.
So the first line out here from Stout. Let's see if they can launch an attack.
Inside the blue-gold zone, it's the Blue Devils. Boatwright takes it down. Big maul here from the Blue Devils, UW-Stout. Ball goes to the ground, doesn't come out. Referee says it was a maul, so it's going to be blue-gold scrum. Blue Golds not had the better of the scrum so far, and they're deep inside their own zone again.
Yeah, it looks like Eau Claire might have got away with that one. For me, it looked like Stout had momentum on the maul. Whether it came down naturally or pulled down, we won't know. Well, we will, thanks to Next Level Rugby. Great clips. So you can see that they've got good coordination there. We're all going forward. Does it drop down naturally? Just going to zoom in there. Looks like that is brought down by number 7 for me from Eau Claire. So that should have been a penalty, but the referee's got a better view than I have.
It's going to come back. It's going to come to the Blue Gold. It's going to get a free kick here. They're supposed to take that from the back of the scrum, but they can take it from there. Schmitz comes across the field. Off they go to the right-hand side. Big break coming from Spur. All centers finding some room here for this Blue Gold's team. Schmitz draws in a couple defenders with his run. That pass goes behind Luke Wilson. So come back here for a scrum to the Blue Devils.
Tell you what, number 9, Schmitz for Eau Claire. Handy little player. You can see he's always looking for runs around the ruck, and a great 9 is a triple threat: run, pass, or kick. Right now, we're not seeing a lot of kicking in this game, but as a running and passing threat, Schmitz from number 9 for Eau Claire is really looking like he's going to launch something every time he gets the ball.
Look at the freshman there, Ben Beckman. Beckman certainly a bright spot for this team. Got 3 more years than they do, so that should work well. Stout. Ball into Kunda's hands again, looking to get a little wide, but players take it just a bit flat-footed. That one in behind Ryan Call. He's got some company. Taken to the ground. Blue Goals trying to dig that one away, but Stout, under a little pressure, will move that one. Out in the hands of Luke Lobner. Lobner. Drager. Kunda looking for a little bit of space on his own. Doesn't find it, just makes a couple of meters. Drager again. Up there to Ian Sheets. Ian Sheets steps a player and steps over a player. Finally takes a big hit there from one of these Blue Gold players. I think that was Croy Wild. Still on the move are the Blue Devils. Blue Devils taken down behind the advantage line at that time. Blue Gold's trying to dig that one out and have done. Blue Gold's on the run here. Is this break coming? Big tackle coming. Hands all over the place around the head, but not too dangerous. So referee is going to say play on here. Blue Devils on defense. 5-0. 25 minutes gone in this one. Step there from Pugh. Big hits coming in between these, call themselves crosstown rivals. Just about 30 minutes away. Wisconsin Miles is crosstown for sure. Big, beautiful state of Wisconsin. The ball goes up at the 30-meter line, taken down by Balderwicks. Player not releasing, so it's going to be Blue Gold's ball. Blue Gold not releasing the ball, and now has thrown it away. So they're going to move this one back 10. Balderwicks, dangerous there. You can get the old card for that.
Yeah, he just had to give that ball away. But I tell you what beautiful play from Schmitz. I was just saying he hasn't kicked in the game. That was a wonderful box kick. It put pressure on, isolated the defender. You can see here from the Jackal, he's on the ball, clearly holding on. And then the Stout player gives away an extra 10 yards. And look at that position. So really great work from Schmitz to, one, see where the kicking space was, then to force the turnover, and then to kick it in the corner. It's just such easy yards. Really impressive rugby there from Eau Claire.
Conan getting a breath there. He's been a spark for this team, certainly. Always looking for some space. Ball up there to the Blue Golds. Slips in behind, but it has not gone backwards, so still alive. A little bit of an ill-advised pass there. Winds up in the hands of Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson from the 40, weaving his way through to the defenders. Gets through a couple, headed cross field. Steps in, finally taken to the ground. Schmitz shows the space, goes himself. It closes down, but he's gained a couple of meters. Blue Devils rip that one away. Battle at the breakdown continues here. Lots of turnovers. Blue Devils just in there as quickly as they can. Outside goes Lobner. Lobner taken to the ground. Lobner gets it down. Ball's going to come out behind Sheets this time. Kaunda is going to go to the boot, play the territory game just inside the half to Conan. Conan gets through one. Conan stops, tries to unleash that ball. Doesn't get it that time, so turned over that time by Caleb Kazmarek of the UW-Stout Blue Devils. Up the sideline they come, trying to keep the ball alive. Gets it back into Briar Birds. Briar Birds to the ground. Players piling into the Blue Golds on the angle according to referee Cassetta. So we're going to come back here for a penalty against Eau Claire. Still 5-0, anybody's game.
Yeah, I like that from Stout. A good clearance kick there from Kunda. This time he doesn't get it out, and then it just gives them field territory. It gives them position. And I tell you what, I'm tired calling this game. This has been 27 minutes of two teams going at it, and what a great advertisement for collegiate rugby, for Friday Night Rugby. Really impressive stuff, and the endeavour from both teams is class.
Quality rugby here. Division 3 in the Great Midwest Conference. Battle for the top playoff seed here. Some very talented players in both of these teams. Referee Cassetta and Mastel having a discussion about where the mark is. The referee says, I think I know better. Mastel to put this one into Boatwright. Boatwright gets his hand on it, knocks it back. Kaunda gets a little bit of an unclean ball there, looking for some fractured field. Gets it away instead to Zach Adler. Zach Adler, the senior from Middleton, Wisconsin. Kaunda gets the ball back on his left-hand side. Looking for some room through here, and they find it with Caleb Kazmarek. Kazmarek inside this up. Kazmarek dives a little early, but gets there eventually. It should be try awarded. 5 points there to the Blue Devils on an early dive. Kick to come. We're going to have a discussion with the assistant referee. Let's listen in.
Right.
He's given a penalty against. I'm struggling to see why.
I think it's a try. He's giving a try there.
Good.
Sorry, yeah. His hand was in thought a bit in the wrong direction there, but we're going to give that try to Kazmarek. Great work, Caleb Kazmarek, the senior from Menominee, Wisconsin, the local community here.
And it was a nice build-up play as well from Kunda there. Really started to, he offloaded the ball in contact, and then it was a big carry up. And then the ball was just moved out to Caleb Kazmarek, and wow, he put the foot down, left foot step, and then raced through. If he had his time back, I'm sure he wouldn't have dived so early. If we just look back on the play here, so Karinda's just, he's a threat. You can see how he's just got on the outside shoulder there, and then it was that left foot step straightening up, and then the defense got in a bit of a muddle, and then he just flew through that hole. Kazmarek, he dived a little bit, or maybe he tripped a little bit early, but he had full momentum. That's a perfect try. And I tell you what a great game we have here.
Good on him for these multi-lines. I thought he was diving for the wrong line for a second there, but it was just a little bit of a slip-up. So credit to Kazmarek scoring that one. The kick was good. We have a lead change. It is 7-5 with 10 minutes to go in the first half. UW-Stout over University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Blue Golds will restart this one. We'll want some more points before halftime, but what an evenly matched game.
Yeah, one of my favorite games I've called in a long time. You can just see both teams we're really going for it, but we're also got a clear identity. Eau Claire want to be moving the ball around a little bit more, where Stout like those battles in the close quarters.
Sheets takes that one down safely for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils withstood a long period of possession from the Blue Golds. Some key turnovers there as Boatwright takes that one in. Blue Gold's his opposite number, trying to rip that one. Boucher, the captain, and he does so. Boucher is going to pick it up and slow it down just a bit. Captain here for this team.
You can see as he turned into contact, that's where the damage was done. He essentially fell into the arms of the defender. And then number 5, Boucher, he didn't need any other invitation to take that ball. So just a little bit of contact skills there. You need to protect the ball in contact. You can't expose it like that, else you're gonna get jackaled.
Boucher, the senior and captain and actuarial science major of Mounds View, Minnesota. 2023 MVP for this Blue Golds team. See where the lineout goes here. It will be a Blue Golds opportunity for another lead change here in Eau Claire.
And they call that one a coach killer, but in terms of Stout, a player coach killer, that was you scored points. The next thing you want to do is build, rebuild, just to get back in the game. You don't want to be down in this area of the field.
Ryan Mead, they go to the front. Ball slips. It's in the hands of a Blue Devils player. Blue Devils going to run from their own line, unafraid here. William Plenty. Ball out there from Drager. Kunda finds a runner just a touch isolated there as Birds. They're able to work that one back. Boatwright steps into the first receiver position, just hands it off there to Kaunda. Kunda steps one. Kaunda looking to find a little space, but somebody gets him just by the back of the shirt there. Good work by Riley Spurl. A run comes up here again to William Plenty. Hadn't seen much of him before this 32-minute mark, but that's 2 big runs quickly. Plenty, the junior from Poynette, Wisconsin. Little pick and go. All Drager could do there. Blue Gold's players were in and over it. Now the Blue Gold's trying to rip it away. This battle at the breakdown has been fierce. Schmitz gives his offense time just to get reset. Little lag in the defense there, but a kick. Attacking kick, haven't seen a ton of those. Kaunda has the ball in hand. Slips by the first, slips by the second. Returning tackler can't get him. Slips by another couple. He's across the 50-meter line. He is in a crowd of Blue Gold players. You need some friends to join, and they do. Looking to get that one back are the Blue Devils. On the move now with momentum and a 2-point lead. They're going to go to the kick there. Roll it in a touch. So it'll be a line out here for the Blue Golds. 33 minutes gone. Kaunda a little slow to get up.
Yeah, he's an excellent player. He really makes things happen. You see how he fielded this ball, then the step, and then he was just like a running back. He was finding holes everywhere in those tight quarters, and he's just powering through, and he's been really electric in attack, and he looks like a constant threat. So hopefully there's no injury for him here. Maybe Stout, they got a little bit excited. He did see where the space was. The execution of the kick wasn't right. However, they can afford to do it because their line out defensively has been dominating. So sometimes the ball going out and it's not your ball isn't the end of the world. Let's see if Stout can keep up the defensive pressure from the line out.
Blue Golds at their own 40. Boatwright gets up in front of that one. Ball down there to Caleb Bruce, but knocked forward to be a scrum here for the Blue Devils. So it's going to be a free kick for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, it looks like an early lift there.
Okay.
But we'll see if we look back on it. Was he up before? But Eau Claire all right.
One or the other, they're going to go quick on this one. There is the freshman, Ben Beckman. Ben Beckman gets a little more ground. Beckman won an NAI Sevens title in Salt Lake City with the Rebel Rugby Academy, coached by none other than Brad Dufek of NCR and other fame. Ball coming across here from Schmitz. Conan gets in the battle there, but referee whistles it up. We'll bring it back here. It looks like it's just going to be a scrum to the Blue Devils.
And Eau Claire are going to be kicking themselves there, just on the open side. There was no line speed at all from Stout. Maybe a bit too much venom on that pass. But if you're looking from a Stout point of view, their line speed in the wider channels is essentially non-existent right now. Eau Claire just need to essentially move it 1 past 10. And they're going to be playing into those wider channels. Stout will have nothing more than a scrum because that's where they're dominating. I'm loving this battle.
This is a very unique game.
You can just see defensively how Eau Claire is set up. Because of where they are on the field, they've got 2 players in the backfield. That means there is space wide. If Kuna can just get on the edge of 10 and 12 like he did last time, it's going to be instantly a 3v1 on that left-hand side.
Scrum one there by the Blue Devils. They've been stronger in that area. Kunda puts it in the middle of the field, but it bounces. Players have to go back on it. Good tackle coming in from Beckman. Kunda steps in the distributor role, but he's going to go for a run himself. Steps. Schmitz steps another. He's headed down that left-hand touchline. Finally taken down. Player in and off his feet for the Blue Golds. Referee says play on.
Let him go.
Ball rolls at a touch there. We're going to have a line out here for the Blue Golds.
I'm not sure how Eau Claire got away with that one. It'd be good to see it back, but that's just watch Kunda. Just watch how he's looking, that left foot step, and he is trouble when he's in open space. He just keeps that alive, and he has been Stout's biggest threat so far. And it just, if we look at this ruck, it looks like there was a player off his feet here, playing the ball, disrupting it. Yeah, if I was a Stout coach, I'd be a little upset at that one.
Well, they're all playing, so it's a little tougher. Credit to him. Referee has a free kick here coming to the Blue Devils. Blue Devils lead by 2. We're about 3 minutes on the game clock. Work to be done. Going to be an amazing second half coming up here on Friday Night Rugby. National Collegiate Rugby on the Rugby Network. Next Level Rugby bringing you all of this great action. Ball up there to Preston Semmel. Drager. It's a ball up to Joseph Mastel. Mastel, hard to take down, tends to get by the first. Ripped away there by the Blue Golds. The referee happy with it. It's in Pugh's hands. Pugh. A little sideways run sometimes. Slows him down just a bit. Player rolling out there for the Blue Devils. Ball coming back. Schmitz looking for it. Hard to miss that colorful ball right there as it comes out in the middle of the field. Are they going to find some width this time? Looking for some runners. Ball's a little late there, but Beckman finds it. Player in and over the top there for the Blue Devils. Pretty obvious penalty, so it's going to come back. And that player is not 10. Big hit there from Ryan Call, but he's cost his team a bit of space.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't cost himself a yellow card as well. That is as cynical as they come, particularly because it's the second time they've done that. But look, Eau Claire are away again.
Schmitz gets the ball to Mosenthin.
Back up, back up.
Ball across field. Pugh gets the ball in the hands of Wild. Wild gets the ball out there into the hands of the wing, Isaac Moritz. Moritz is not featured as much as Conan. Player in and over the top again there for the Blue Devils. We get another penalty. Aggression gone wrong once in a while. Referee spotted a knock on there from Pugh trying to take that ball, so we're going to have to go back here. Scrum for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, the fatigue is setting in for both teams, and the endeavour is to cause a lot of problems at the ruck defensively by putting numbers in. But what's happening now is fatigue has kicked in, players are just going off their feet. It's become a real messy ruck now, and that's disrupting the game somewhat. Looks like a slight knock on there from Pugh. You saw the idea he was trying to do. Very, very unfortunate. But they got in that position because they moved the ball to the wider channels. And I think Eau Claire need to start moving it from side to side if they're going to get any purchase into this game. But Stout are being really, really resolute in defense. Fair play.
15 seconds on the game clock here for the first half, but referee has the ultimate time. Has not been much stoppage time here. No major injuries, and well, the play time has been very high. The ball goes to Isaac Moritz, and he gets tackled.
Get out of the way.
Penalty against the Blue Golds.
Just looking back on that one. Just seeing from this angle what was the issue. Looks like that ball is placed nicely. About to play the ball. Yeah, not too sure about that one.
I think he's calling his knee on the ground there.
There was no one really competing at the ruck. That's a tough one, but maybe he's just trying to wrestle back
that is
control.
that is a
of the
tough
ruck.
one. It certainly is, but that's going to be halftime here. It is 7-5. The UW-Stout Blue Devils lead the UW Eau Claire Blue Goals. We'll take a look at a couple of highlights.
Yeah, Bugh's been a big player there for Eau Claire. Big, strong carries from him. And I tell you what, Beckman as well, number 12 for Eau Claire, has been excellent. Kuenda has got himself and his team right back in this game. He's a massive threat.
He is a big threat. We're going to see how he goes in the second half. We're going to step aside for just a bit. It is 7-5. Everything played for in the Great Midwest Conference. National Collegiate Rugby, Friday Night Rugby here on the Rugby Network. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Nah, one word is family. Like, you got people that you could depend on.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments. I mean, we all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together. And
New York Rugby Club is a great community because it puts you around great people, such as Alex, my coach Alex, and he teaches me more about rugby, how I can make my game better every day.
You know, as a coach, what I'm trying to get is better people, really. The unique thing about rugby is what it does off the field. And, you know, I talk to these guys and these kids off the field, talking about their school, understanding where they want to go to college. You know, for me, we're trying to get better people out of this program rather than just better rugby players.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field, and then I get off and I feel like I've accomplished something, and then it helps me with other stuff outside of, you know, the confidence outside of rugby basically.
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school. I've just become so much like a better person for myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
And what's quite unique about this club is you're not having one type of school or one stereotypical type of kid. You know, you're getting a mixed variety, and you get to see all these different kids actually come together and work together once a week or twice a week when we practice. So definitely that's the biggest impact, seeing kids from different backgrounds and different histories and you know, different parts of the world really come together and work together for a common goal, which is rugby. Let's get more kids playing sport because we know what that can do to them off the field, and in turn, let's send more to college.
And without rugby, I think it would be a lot harder for me to get into some schools that I want to get into. So I'm really thankful that I've been involved with the sport and had that kind of like extra push when it comes to college and higher education.
Rugby is a sport where teamwork truly makes the difference. In alignment with the values of rugby, Globant and Major League Rugby join forces in a powerful innovation scrum that aims to elevate the sport using the latest technologies. We are already co-creating digital solutions to impact the game, the fans, and the global community in a sustainable way. When technology meets passion, the unthinkable happens. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Welcome to the Rugby Rundown on the Rugby Network. Join myself, Alex Corbacero, and Will Hooley as we bring you your weekly rugby fix.
With the big news, special guests, and unparalleled access, this is your rugby show.
From college rugby, Premiership Women's Rugby, MLR, and more, we've got you covered.
Watch exclusively on the Rugby Network.
Come along for the ride as we bring you the Rugby Rundown.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass. It's time to train, step, and tackle. It's time for tradition. And time for brotherhood. It's rugby time, America. It's rugby time, America.
Play with purpose. Rhino Rugby is proud to offer the first ever recycled rugby balls made with recycled rubber to help protect our environment. Perfect for both practice and match day, you can keep your performance high while keeping the planet clean. Visit rhinorugby.com today to learn more. Next week, make sure you stay with us. National Collegiate Rugby's Friday Night Rugby is Division II. It is going to be at Norwich versus the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. Norwich University versus Coast Guard. big matchup there. The Core Cadets from Norwich bringing you all that action on the Rugby Network as Friday Night Rugby continues. And welcome back to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. It is a matchup on our hands. You see the freshman Ben Beckman right there. Great job from him. You see a big run coming in from Kazmarek. It's a 7-5 lead. It's a tight one. Blue Devils over the Blue Golds. I am John Broker with Craig Wilson, the contact coach. Catch up with him all over your socials. Bringing you the second half. It's going to be Blue Golds to kick off. Referee Cassetta getting us ready. We'll bring Craig in just a second. We are underway. Blue Devils lead. Tight game, D3 matchup in this great Midwest Conference. Great rugby on hand. Great teams across the country in D3 we'll talk about in a moment as we keep going. I can't bring Greg in or take a breath because these boys want to play. Beckman, the first-year player. Rebel Rugby Academy veteran gets it out. First try of the half to come. Good run by Beckman. They put it a little wider, and it is a try for the Blue Golds at the 30-second mark. They'll be pleased with that start.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for any better start there from Eau Claire. It all came down to a breakdown again, penalty at the breakdown, and a tap and go. And I'm really impressed with Beckman. He has been excellent, and it's just a wonderful try. It was just exploiting and playing at speed, and it just caught Stout's defense off. It all came down to that breakdown once again.
Yeah, absolutely. Good work there as they score that try. Didn't get a number for you on that one, just a bit tough, but certainly great try to start that one up. And I would believe Eau Claire coach Matt Frisch would be very pleased with that start.
Yeah, as a coach myself, there's nothing better after your halftime speech and then a try to follow.
Big kick there, and it's good. From the hooker, Ryan Mead, one of the big boys, putting through 2 points. As you can see, the excitement right there. The lead change comes again early in the second half. We have a lot to play for. It was a high ball in play first half. And that breakdown battle, Craig, as you said, just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to really determine this match. But I tell you what, those 2 points from that kick from the sideline might just be the difference. That brings it to 12-7. But Stout don't need to panic. We've still got 38 minutes left of this game. I'm looking forward to seeing what pans out.
A lot of interesting teams in the National Collegiate Rugby rankings for Division III. Stout currently at number 19. Eau Claire not on the list. Babson number 1. Wayne State number 2. A lot of great, formerly small college, now Division III rugby around the country. Always entertaining to watch, just like this.
D3 rugby is very, very high standards, particularly as you start to get to championship games or top seed games and quarterfinals. These teams really do go at it, and the likes of Babson, if you watch them play, they are wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful team. Them, Wayne State was the final last year. You know, they played Cal Poly Humboldt was also involved. Very good team. Teams coming out of the Northeast and the COT. Colorado School of Mines, Holy Cross back in the Northeast. Great D3 rugby and NCR across the country as balls away here for the Blue Golds. Now in the lead, looking to extend it. Nice run. There's Beckman. I can't say enough good things about this young player. Fantastic. Beckman into contact. Players not rolling away. Referee Cassetta on the spot right there. They're going to go quick. Schmitz doesn't know any other way. Kaunda puts the big hit in there. WWE style. Beckman picks it up and goes. He's been right around that ball, looking to exploit that space. Referee says that one, however, off the offload was knocked on. It's going to be a scrum here for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, Eau Claire have certainly upped the ante in this half. You've got the likes of Schmidt and that man Beckman. What a player. He's just carrying hard. He gets momentum, and that's putting Stout under a lot of pressure. And that's what we mentioned in the first half. Eau Claire like to play fast, wide, expensive rugby, where Stout want a bit more of an arm wrestle. They want to slow it down a little bit more. No style is right or wrong, but let's see which one gets on top. But so far in the second half, it goes to Eau Claire.
Hold it.
Stout had the stronger scrum in the first half. Blue Golds put a squeeze on, but it's going to be a stable ball to come back there. Kaunda is going to launch that one downfield. Doesn't get much on it. Going to be about 8 meters out, line out here for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play from in your own corner as a right-footed kicker, kicking to a right-hand side. There's a lot of jeopardy there. If you hook it, it's in the infield and you're under pressure. If you hit it just right or not just right, you're going to be back exactly where you started from. So that's given Eau Claire some great field position, but their line-out hasn't been functioning. Let's see if they've got it better this second half.
Yeah, it would have probably been a bit of a discussion. Ball up there. It's taken away by Boatwright. He might have been up early again. Referee says no, so it gets pushed downfield. But again, not getting too much ground. So we'll come back here to a line-out for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, as you start to go into championship games and big matches, your set piece is significant. And Eau Claire's right now, both scrum and line-out, are starting to creak somewhat. So that's something where Stout, if they can just get out of here, that's where you can build momentum in these tight matches. But they've got a long way to go. They've got the best part of 90 meters to try and get out of here. But their line-out's been good so far.
Boucher, the number 5 for the Blue Golds. You see him looking to get up there. And it does. Boatwright gets that ball, immediately tackled are the Blue Devils. Able to get on the back, and Drager. Kunda has pressure on him, gets it away eventually. Doesn't find touch that time. Probably much preferred there for this Blue Golds team. They need to find an answer in those lineouts. Down in this zone, need to come away with points again. That's Boucher, the captain. Referee is going to penalize offsides here against the Blue Devils. And quick they go. Referee says, let's come back, however. Wants to take it just from the mark.
Yeah, Kuna there, it just needed to relax a little bit, maybe use those forwards, set up a platform, and then clear. He tried to rush his kick under a lot of pressure from the Eau Claire defense, and that's earned them one of the great opportunities for attack in World Rugby. A 5-meter scrum on the left-hand side, because that takes the defensive scrum half out of the game as well. So that whole right-hand side is open with less defenders. Let's see if Eau Claire can utilize that space.
Ball ripped away there by the Blue Devils. This has been their absolute strength. They're at their own line. Another kick. Doesn't find touch this time. Gets knocked on by the Blue Golds. Scrum advantage here as Baldowicz goes down on that one, and Ryan Call takes it. The referee says nothing's happening. We'll come here for a scrum to the Blue Devils on that knock-on.
Almost reminds me of that Al Pacino speech with inch by inch, yard by yard. Stout are really just edging their way out. They're putting a bit of pressure on. Kunda went for an attacking kick in his own try zone essentially, but he got his reward, forced to knock on. And this is what Stout want. They want this type of game. They want a set piece game. They want a close game, because that's where their strengths are, and they can just wear down this Eau Claire team. Interestingly, I've seen number 8 there, Pugh, went into the front row for Eau Claire.
Stay there.
Yeah, Adrian Wagner's moved to the back. Off the back comes Caleb Bruce. Haven't seen a lot of Bruce so far, but you're seeing him right now. He is knocking players out of his way like toothpicks. Cross they come. Kaunda. That's a ball a little wider. Just at midfield. Blue Devils looking to take a lead. Blue Golds players come over the top. Our referee's going to have him play on. Up there to Lobner. Lobner shows the fight that every Stout player has shown. Scrappy crew this is. Ball gets back to Ian Sheets. He may have knocked that one on. The referee says indeed he did. So we'll come to a scrum here for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, Sheets just wasn't expecting that one. If we just look back at the replay there, if we're just looking at the carry, Caleb Bruce, look how he's got that ball tucked. What a powerful athlete. We need more of that, and you can see how he's ducking into those contacts. He's protecting the ball. That is a textbook carry, and that has got his team on the front foot. Caleb Bruce, great job.
There you go, that's good. Keep your space. Crouch!
Shot there. Gabriel Baldowicz getting ready out. Going to be scrum here for the Blue Golds. Pressure coming in again from the Blue Devils. Have they ripped it away? Have not. Ball squirts out. Schmitz. Ball tucked, looking for a runner. Gets it right there. Space opens up the middle. Here is Beckman. Beckman takes a little sideways jaunt that time, so doesn't find quite as much room as he might. Penalty this time against the Blue Devils player coming in on an angle. Schmitz is going to go quick. Schmitz. Little dummy pass there. That one goes wide. Out into the hands of Moritz. Moritz Ball down by the wide defenses opposite number Baldwicks. Cross they come into the middle of the field. Pugh only knows one direction, and it is forward.
I'll give that to him.
Blue Devils trying to rip that one away. Will it come back to a penalty? Ball's on the ground. Referee looking for it, as are the players. Will do. Player did not release from the Blue Devils. Schmitz, quick again. Off to the left side they go. They get it to Beckman. Beckman taken down by the legs that time. That was by Caleb Bruce.
Right here, White. You're right.
Penalty against the Blue Goals this time. Player coming in on an angle, so Blue Devils near their own line get out of trouble momentarily.
Yeah, another great steal. If we just look at this beautiful slow motion, he's got himself onside. He's getting his hands on the ball. The clearer wasn't there, wasn't a threat. Oh, maybe that was a tight one. I think if the attacker had got there, it would have been a much easier decision for the referee, because he did have 2 or 3 goes at it. If we just look back at it there, is his hands on the ball there? Is his knee on the floor? These are fine margins. What a tough job refereeing is, right?
Certainly is.
We've looked at it. We've looked at it 3 or 4 times and still aren't coming to a decision. So fair play to the referee. It's a tough job out there.
Come on in a little bit. There you go.
Brad Cassetta, senior. Ball to come in here from the Blue Devils. Blue Devils down by 5. 10 minutes going in the second half. Ball winds up in the hands of the Blue Goals. Well taken, but driven back in the tackle. Pressure coming on. There's Beckman. They're going to go a little wider this time. Pugh on the angle out there, taking away some of his support space as the ball gets out to Isaac Moritz. Moritz running a little bit more than Conan in the second half. No, they're not rolling away. There goes Beckman. Beckman off on his own here. Has to be careful. Beckman looking for the line. Beckman gets taken down about 5 meters out. Good work on the ground to keep that one alive. Moritz looking for that one, but Pugh has it. Pugh wants this try. Pugh is getting in the space. Is he there? He's at the try line. It looks like he's over from here. Referee agrees. 5 more points on the board for the Blue Goals. That's a 6'4", 240-pound business major from Stout, Wisconsin, Luke Pugh.
Ben Beckman, number 12 for Eau Claire, take a bow. That quick tap penalty, and it's clearly a tactic from Eau Claire. They've done 4 or 5 already in this half of the quick tap penalties, and they clearly want to speed this game up. And that was Beckman, who's just been excellent here. As you can see, the penalty was given. Look how quick that is. Did it leave his hand? Who knows? But that's reward the positivity. Just look how he carried there. 4 Stout players around him. There's a nice clear out there. Did he keep his feet? Oh, this is a tough one to referee. And then it's Pugh. He just takes his time. He rides the tackle. He stays on his feet. His support comes through. And then eventually he gets that ball down and he gets it through. So positive play there from Eau Claire. What a game we have.
This is an excellent, tremendous game here. Blue Golds with Ryan Mead. Ryan Mead.
So if we just look back here, did he put his arm on the floor? This is what I'm going to be watching for here. So Pugh has his arm on the floor. This is continuing on. It is very, very tight. It's tough for a referee. There's a lot of bodies there. Gets over, gets a score. I think you go with benefit of the doubt there, John.
Yeah, certainly representing the other side there. That breakdown has been a tough area. Mead can't hit that one. So he's going to be 17-7, 10 points in at 12 minutes gone, just about 13 minutes gone. Friday Night Rugby and National Collegiate Rugby. We're in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, visiting Stout Blue Devils. From Menominee. Put that one up in the air by the Chippewa River.
Use it.
Come down the Stout boys there. Not rolling away, so Blue Devils will get the penalty here. Conda's going to go quick this time. Going to get it to Caleb Bruce. Caleb Bruce gets through the first 2, wriggles his way a little bit further forward. Drager. Conda steps a little, moves it this time in the middle of the field. Gets it to Sheets. Sheets with a little pass that his friends will remind him of later. Put his friend straight into a pretty heavy tackle there. I think that was Lobner. Nope, not Lobner. We'll get the number for you on there sooner. Conda goes over the top there. That was Mastel. Took the big hit. Get the ball up there to Semling. Semling
stay.
Drager looking for some runners. Kaunda stays in that sort of tight position there. Sheets gets this one again. Ian Sheets. Drager. Kaunda is going to chip this one forward, look for some space in behind. Ball is going to bounce, going to come forward off of one player into another. Referee spots it. See what the call is here. It'll be a knock on from Eau Claire. So it's going to be UW-Stout Blue Devils scrum.
Yeah, I like that tactic from Stout because their game plan is based around set piece, closer play. So why play deep in your own half? So Kaunda just getting that ball down there, just causing a bit of chaos with the kick. Under no real pressure, maybe came off his head. Is that calling an accidental offside potentially there for the call? Maybe off his head, I think. Potentially a fair call there, but either way, Stout, this is a good tactic because now they can get their scrum functioning and this is where they can launch their play from. So moving forward, Stout maybe kicking the ball a little bit longer, putting pressure on and let their big boys do the work.
Teams have not gone to their benches yet. 15 minutes into the second half. Ball to come in from the Blue Devils. Caleb Bruce at the back. A senior out of Chisago Lakes, Minnesota. Construction management major. Off on a run here, and Caleb Bruce eventually taken down. Ball's up in the hands of William Plenty. William Plenty Jr. out of Poinet, Wisconsin. Mentioned him earlier. Drager looks for runners, finds Kaunda. You can see that Eau Claire defense just putting pressure on Kaunda. They know he loves to run, trying to take that space away. Caleb Kazmark takes that one in. From Sussex, Wisconsin, went to Hamilton High School. Knocked on in the contact area. Going to be a scrum here for the Blue Goals of Eau Claire.
Yeah, you can see that Kaunda is their main player, and as you said, they're rushing. The defense, Eau Claire, are starting to rush up. But what you're starting to see, they're rushing up in ones and twos. So if Kaunda can just attract the defenders that he's doing, and then just give maybe that pass a little bit earlier, they're probably going to find holes because Kaunda is a danger man. So use that to your advantage. Start putting other people into space, much like they did in the first half, where they bust through with a great line from Kazmarek at 13. So maybe Kaunda can just use his other players a little bit better.
Really, just have to, point out what a just hotbed of rugby Wisconsin is these days. They certainly have a lot going on up there. Great college programs, a lot of high school rugby, men and women across the state there, playing in some of the premier programs out there, filling here. You can see a player like Beckman, clearly came out of Whitefish Bay, just outside of Milwaukee, had a really great earlier career. While this player gets attended to, we'll just step away for a moment and be right back.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass.
Good.
It's time to train, step, and tackle. It's time for tradition. And time for brotherhood. It's rugby time, America.
It's Rugby Time America.
Attended to, and that's Francis Kaunda. Kaunda is going to be off the remainder of the game. Craig Wilson, the contact coach. That is a big loss for this Blue Devils team.
No, absolutely. He looks like he's reluctant to go. He might still be out there. He's a tough guy. He's leading by example. He wants this victory. It's going to take a lot more to get him off the field. Let's see
he stayed.
Oh, yeah.
He has certainly stayed.
Maybe that might help him just move that ball into it because he will attract defenders. And I do think there's space in and around there. So let's use maybe that injury to his advantage.
You can see the defenders. That first defender is just under orders to put pressure on Kaunda. So there is definitely some space there. Ball going to come from the Blue Golds. Blue Golds putting it in from the tight head side again. Bounces off. He's going to come back their way this time. So Schmitz, the captain, moves it in the middle of the field. Little wraparound run. They go wide, quick. There's their space. Got it right to the wing. Big collision there. Wonderful hit. Kazmarek, get the number on that one, and here comes Pugh. Pugh gets the ball ripped out of his hands, and UW-Stout, the Blue Devils, down by 10, could use some points. Ryan Call steps in that first distributor role. Looking like nothing ever happened. Kaunda takes a hold of it. Intelligent player when he sees that ball, but ball was loose and picked up there by Ryan Mead. Hooker, line-out thrower. Extra point kicker. Ryan Mead. They get the ball in the middle of the field. Wider they come. Step back in is Beckman. Beckman able to find enough room there to get some teammates in. His opposite number, Briar Birds, gets in there and tries to rip it away, but cannot. Big collisions coming in again. Tommy Mosenthin puts in that big hit. The Blue Goals down on their own end. That's Pugh. Pugh gets the ball up. Little show of the ball there. It's still alive into the hands of Andrew Boucher. That's the captain leading by example, getting a couple of extra yards. Ball comes back to Schmitz. Schmitz out into the middle of the field. They've got a pot of runners out there, but the ball goes by them. Prop is going to just put the boot to the ball, move it a little bit forward. It may pay off here. It does territorially. Probably not many other options for him right there. So it's going to be a Blue Devils scrum right down there.
No, good game awareness there. If we just look back at this ruck here, you got Pugh who's always carrying, and that's a great ruck. But Caleb Bruce, he has turned up this second half, and that's what Stout need. He has been brilliant in the second half, just stealing that ball and just been really dominant in the contact area.
A couple of key turnovers there. You see Leighton Hart doing the hard work. Number 6 there for Eau Claire, kinesiology major out of Stout, Wisconsin. And they don't see some of those flankers. That's mean they've been doing the work nobody else has to. And they're winning the ball up. Ball taken down there by Eau Claire. So they've stolen that one, have the Blue Goals. Right up the middle they go through Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson, a sophomore out of Portage, Wisconsin, was a Scholastic All-American. Accounting major at Eau Claire. Wide they come, running onto the ball with power. Riley Spurl. Ball up from Schmitz. Little slow here. So Boucher just going to fight his way forward.
And just watch Stout's line speed here. They're not getting off the line anymore. There's spaces there.
Certainly are. They're going to see if they can take advantage of those. Pugh just goes up the middle. Hasn't put in too many passes today, so you can kind of predict that. The players not rolling away. Against the Blue Gold, so penalty there to the Blue Devils, but it's been turned over. So it's in the hand of Luke Wilson. Schmitz moves it wide. Great pass. They catch it on the run. That one's taken it just a little high there. Big break coming again, nearly through. An ankle grab stops that attack from becoming a line break. As the Blue Goals send in a runner. Ball ripped away by the Blue Devils. So many turnovers either way. Running cross field, cutting off a little space here. Would have been wise to get rid of that ball. Wood Matty is 4, but they've gotten the ball back anyway. So Kaundu is going to play the distributor role. Gets it up to Sheets. Sheets takes the ball down. It gets to Drager. Drager has Kaunda. There's some space. Kaunda steps one. He's around the outside. Kaunda, does he have it? He gets past another one. Can he get by Schmitz? He cannot. Great tackle from the captain, but keeps the ball alive up into Drager's hand. Drager now looking forward. Drager rounds a couple. Drager hauled down, eventually boat right in there to stop that ball. The Blue Goals trying to rip that one away. A little messy here. Knocked on eventually at the contact area. Scrum coming according to referee Cassetta. It's going to be a Stout Blue Devils ball.
Yeah, Eau Claire, just looking back at that ruck there, but first of all, let's see Kaunda on it. This is where we see him. It looks like the injury is long gone now, and he is away and he's in space, and he is just a danger man. But it was also really good support here from Drager. Nice offload to keep that ball alive. Look at that, you're allowed to offload there. I mean, Drager was off and away as well. But Eau Claire did really well to cause maximum chaos at that breakdown, forced the knock on. But let's see what Stout can do with their scrum. Here it is.
Referee's going to bring that one up. Just take it down a little more safely if he can.
Yeah.
You just feel, John, that Stout needs something. We've had a lot of territory. We've had a lot of possession this second half, but the clock is ticking away. We're in the last quarter. So if Stout are going to do something, this is where it should start from, with a great attacking position. Maybe Caleb Bruce off the back of the scrum.
Would not be surprised to see that, but Drager's going to move the ball instead. They're going to put the ball into Briar Bird's hands. Briar Bird's going to get it around the back. Little wrap around there from Kunda. He sets free one of his teammates. That was Harris Muller, and the ball comes up and it gets knocked forward by the Blue Devils. Great endeavor, great little moves there, found some space. It looks like an unfortunate knock-on.
Yeah, one of the classic slider plays. You've got 9 to 12 at first receiver, and then pulling that back around to 10 to then open up the wider channels. It's one of the great moves, and just look at this replay here from Next Level Rugby. Couldn't have had a better shot. Maybe just needed a little bit more composure. A ruck there and a quick pick and go, and they would have went in. It's easy sitting here in the stands, but I tell you what, great play from Stout. But all is not lost. Stout's scrum is strong, and Eau Claire have to now get out of this area, which they haven't really been successful at so far.
Yeah, it's been a bit tough for them. Certainly, it's going to be Eau Claire ball, the Blue Goals deep in their own zone. Blue Devils with a big pressure in the scrum. You can see it again coming right here. Where's this ball going to wind up? It is a mess. The referee is going to bring that one up. Looks like he's just going to reset.
Looks like a fair call from a reset, but if you're one of those Eau Claire front row, you were not in a comfortable position there.
You see Kunda there, probably cramping up just a little bit.
He's done a fair amount of running tonight.
We will set down this scrum again as we take a look at this talented man. Senior real estate property management major. Ball in, another big push here from Stout. Ball away. They're going to kick this one downfield as Wilson. Finds about 40 meters. Did that get knocked on in the catch? The referee says indeed it did. Ryan Paul, just ball caught in the lights to junior from Menominee, Wisconsin.
Well done, Luke Wilson, number 10 there for Eau Claire. That was a massive kick. As you said, under the floodlights. Everyone expects you to catch it. He needed to get his chest a little bit closer to the ball and then scoop it in. That was all fingers and hands, and that's the jeopardy. If you just stick your hands out and you don't use your footwork to get your sternum under the ball, those type of things could happen. But well done there from Luke Wilson. He got his team out of big trouble there.
Scrum coming here for the Blue Goals. This tactic of putting him from the tight end side, I'm never going to quite understand. But and that's well. Ball comes back to the Blue Devils. Stout on the move. Kunda around the right-hand side. Accelerates. Big hit. Was it high? Referee says indeed it was. Don't know if it was malicious.
Certainly looked like it should be more of a penalty from where I was standing.
Clock is off. Referee is going to confer with the assistant referee. We will listen to this conversation to see if it's a penalty or if somebody is going to spend 10 in the naughty
Is it
chair.
high around his neck and the head? Is it neck or head? Shoulder tail? Okay, so we'll keep it as regular. No yelp. Tackle.
Going to keep it there. It's just a penalty. Luke Conan has had such a good game. That arm just kind of slipped there as looked like Kunda was coming down.
Yeah, Kunda was through there. There wasn't a whole lot of mitigation. It looked for me that there was a bit of a bicep to the head, but the referees, they've got a better view from the angle. They've decided a penalty is enough. Just as we look back at this slow motion, great pictures there. You can see the contact. You could argue that was initially below the shoulder. It did ride up. I wouldn't have been surprised if that was a yellow card, but penalty, we play on.
Opportunity here for the Blue Devils. Stout with the penalty, 10 points in it.
Not better than that.
15 on the clock.
Whenever you're ready, let's play.
We have a little referees time again. Referee restarts us. And we are ready to go. Taken down there quickly. That's in the hands of William Plenty. William Plenty is going to find a bit of space there. Boat right. And just get it set. And against to Caleb Bruce. Caleb Bruce tries to keep his feet. Gets a couple of extra meters there. Pick and go off the back. Stout Blue Devils. looking to cut down this lead a bit here. Friday Night Rugby action coming to you here in Wisconsin. Ball coming out from Drager. Gets a ball out there to Mestel. Mestel beats a couple of defenders. Still on the move. Kaunda has somebody right on him. Spins out of one. Looking for somebody to pass it to. Gets that ball back there. Drager moves it a little wider this time. He has some runners. Player just hanging on to it. A little too long there. Call has to come over and make it. Pick up there by Caleb Bruce. Caleb Bruce. He had a little seam around the outside. Didn't find it. Ball coming to Sheets. Sheets has Boatwright with him. Sheets takes a left foot step. Gains a little ground. Ball still alive. Working their way across the field here. Using some of the big boys. Will something appear? That's Preston Semling. Semling. Ball out now to... Looks like that time it's Adler. Boatwright. Off to the right they come. Little show there, and coming through there is Semling. Semling, they're about 3 meters out. Big pick, he's over the line, he's in. Try awarded. That space opens up after they just disorganized that defense for a little while. And it is points there for this Stout Blue Devils team. They've cut the lead to 5.
And that is Stout Rugby at its finest. They're using their big boys, they're working hard. Interestingly, I was watching the warm-up, and that's exactly what they were doing. They were playing off 9, they were getting their big guys carrying all the way through, and that would have been well over 10 phases of rugby. They kept possession, and they were really, really clinical in their carries and their clear out. And then number 9, Ethan Drager, can get over and a score under the post, which is absolutely vital for those extra 2.
Yeah, critical. We'll see if they can get these points. Kaunda was kicking in the first half. We'll see if he is going to be putting these points up right now. It is indeed pretty straightforward here. This shot.
He has taken it quite a long way back, having a look at it, so he must be confident.
Be casual, set up as he launches that one through. So we are at a 3-point game here. Just about 12 minutes to go on the game clock. Everything to play for. Remember, in this Great Midwest Conference, the winner of this game gets the top seed going into the semifinals, playoffs there. So that is going to be critical going forward. These teams could potentially meet again in the finals as everybody works towards Houston, Texas, in the great NCR Championship weekend.
Yeah, it's one of the great competitions in USA Rugby, particularly in collegiate rugby. That road to Texas is significant, but there's a lot of rugby to be played first.
Ball up into the air, taken down there by Stout. Stout looking to get ahead here. Stout, 17-14. Big break coming here from Boatwright. All across. In the hands of Mestel. He's going to get that one out to Kaunda. Kaunda gets the ball away. Just slips in behind one of the reserves there. I think it's Mattias 4. Caleb Bruce. 1-3-3-1. He's playing as one of those outside ones. He is a devastating runner. Ball comes around. Drager looking for passes here. Zach Adler takes it in.
Get out of there. Hold.
Coming from depth there is Ian Sheets. Ian Sheets done a lot of hard work there. Gets through the line a bit that time. Gives a little forward momentum. Big pressure coming in there from Pugh. It's Semling. It takes that one down. Drager. Kaunda. Schmitz on the move here. Schmitz going to take it straight upfield. Spin through a couple. Looks to the outside. Finds a runner. They're going to keep this one out to the width there. Gets it to Conan. Conan gets it out wide. Blue Golds taken to the ground, but ball still alive.
Hold here.
Schmitz. Middle of the field they go. Get the ball. Spurl's hands. Sorry. Croy Wild. Don't want to misname the fullback there. Schmitz. Bouncer for Pugh. Tough to come down. Come back to Stout. Stout Passes that one, picked off again, knock-ons back and forth, a couple of different ones here. The referee's going to award the scrum here to the UW-Stout Blue Devils, who with 8 minutes to go on the game clock, trail by 3.
Yeah, you can see fatigue has really kicked in now. Shape is starting to disappear. It's one-off runners, and I think that actually suits Stout, those one-off runners, those heavy lifting game. And you can just see here the ball's bobbling around. It's messy because these players have laid it all on the line for the last 72 minutes. So it's what team can keep their composure, who can control, particularly the breakdown. But this is a great attacking position here for Stout. If they've got the pull in, I'm just going to double check that one. But yeah, this game's on the knife edge.
Certainly is on the knife's edge at the moment. Exciting finish coming. National Collegiate Rugby, Friday Night Rugby, bringing you the excitement.
All right, clock is off then. Clock is off right now. Clock is off.
The referee has the clock stopped.
Okay.
Still about 7 minutes left in this one.
All right, go. Bring the sub on.
Player coaches calling for reserves.
Yes,
interesting.
I've been a player coach myself, and it's one thing you tend to forget about when your head's in the game. What subs are you going to make, when and where? So full credit to these student athletes. Not only coaching is hard, playing's hard, but to do that together in these type of games, you've got to give credit to those young men.
They bring in Noah Benish, the senior computer and electrical engineering major out of Westby, Wisconsin, into the forwards for Boatwright. Add a little energy in these last few. See Caleb Bruce in the back here. They have a good steady scrum, a lot of power. Bruce is not going to go for a run with this one. Drager is going to look for Konda. Ball squirts out. Konda gets one just in behind him, so unleashes to the outside. Looking for the runners here. They keep this one alive, but ball slips off the hand. Back in the hands of a blue gold player. He's going to take advantage of this quickly. Going into touch. Will they come back to the lineout? I'd say that was advantage game.
Just when Eau Claire needed the biggest scrum of their game, they delivered. They've been going backwards at quite a rate of knots this last few games, but they wrestled that back, and that gave them the position. And then here, just as Stout was trying to force that play, there's a knock on. But as all coaches say, you play to the whistle. Number 11 there, Muller, he switched off, and that gave Eau Claire a little opportunity to sneak down and just gain a few extra yards. And then it gives now a Stout line out, a bit further away from where they originally were.
They have some distance to make here to this Blue Devils team.
Yes. Go this way more a little bit. There you go. There you go.
See the defense there getting set. Caleb Bruce comes down with it. Get it to Konda. Konda is going to give it to one of the big boys. They just want to get started here. And Preston Semling happy to play that role. Ball coming out here from Drager. Drager to Konda. Konda holds and gets it a little wider. They're looking to the width here. Player to the ground is 4. One of the reserves. Ball up there from Ryan Kopp. Referee tells the players to get their hands out of there. So Konda is going to get to recycle that one. Caleb Bruce is going to take it in. Pressure coming in from the Blue Goals. Blue Devils. Through Luke Lobner. Lobner nearly gets that ball ripped away and does. Was it a knock-on? Referee says yes, there was advantage. We'll come back here for a blue gold scrum. Time is working against Stout at the moment. Possession to Eau Claire.
And you can see that Stout are running a 1-3-3-1. So what that means, 1 forward on one wing, 3 forwards in the midfield and 2 pods, and then 1 on the far wing. And what you've got there with Caleb Bruce, he's one of your strongest ball carriers. I would get him in the midfield, carrying and punching holes, particularly this late in the game, because those forwards who have been in the midfield, they've been doing a lot of carrying. You can just see there they were stripped in contact. So maybe get one of your devastating players, Caleb Bruce, get his hands on the ball. He doesn't need to be out wide.
Ball to come in here this time from the Blue Golds. Blue Golds have been putting it in from this tight head side.
Hold it, guys.
Has worked and not worked for them. Big pressure coming in here from Stout. Stout wants this ball. Ball is out the back and in their hand. So it's taken here by the Blue Golds. Blue Golds still alive. Luke Wilson gets it out to the wing. Gets it into the hands of Moritz. Moritz into contact. We'll be able to recycle this one. Under 5 minutes on the game clock. The captain Boucher looking for some space. Nearly had a little space for an offload there. Players coming in trying to rip that one away. Schmitz steps. Schmitz coming around. Schmitz gets it inside the 10-meter line. On the roll are the Blue Golds. Need a distributor. Luke Wilson will step into that roll. Out wide they go. Player is just a little bit isolated there is Conan, but he is a tricky customer. Spills that one forward. Ball is going to be to the Blue Devils. Just over 4 minutes in the game clock. Deep in their own end. The UW-Stout Blue Devils need a big play.
They sure do. That was a big moment. But Schmitz, just when you needed him most, he is finding those gaps. He's a very handy little player. And just the skill execution was slightly off here from Eau Claire because it was on. It just needed one extra set of hands there. And you can see that we're into space. But credit to the defense. Getting back, putting pressure on in numbers. That is not easy to do under extreme fatigue and on the back foot. Some really good stuff there from Stout.
So a big hit there caused that knock on. So Drager has the ball. Kaunda will be waiting just out of shot. To the Blue Gold steal this one. That's their only steal of the game in the scrums, but what a timely moment for it to happen, excuse me. As ball comes here to Schmitz. Schmitz goes back around the other side of the scrum. Wants to set it up wide. Pick and go coming. Little discussion between the players. Pressure coming on from the Blue Devils, but no matter. It was coming away anyway for the Blue Golds. Player wriggling away there. Does a good job. Looking down this left-hand side. Gonna go to the right. Keeping this tight. Time off the clock just as valuable here. Work their way towards the line. You see the corner flag right there behind you. Ball comes up into the hands of a waiting Blue Devils player. He is hit by a number of Blue Devils. Stout players to the end. We have an advantage here. Luke Wilson is going to go through, but it's a penalty advantage against the Blue Devils. They could stop and take the points here and put it up a little more. That ball's still alive. Wilson gets it out there to Pugh. Pugh takes on Kaunda.
Let him go. Penalty.
Kaunda joined by another player. Another penalty here against the Blue Devils. 2.5 minutes in the game clock. Wide they come. Get it out into one of the big forwards' hands. We're going to come back to the penalty. Will they go quick? That was Beckman looking for it right there. And the Blue Golds have decided to go for posts here. We'll take some time off the clock and put it further away from the Stout team.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent decision. Really great leadership there. Just to take those three. If it goes over, it extends the lead to 6. So now it has to be a converted try with it looks like a minute to go. So he's got 90 seconds to take this kick. He's going to take all 90 seconds of those and wind it down. Worst case scenario, say that you miss. It's going to be a 22 dropout for Stout. And Eau Claire are going to get the ball back. So I just think this is wonderful leadership. Let's see what the outcome is. Great job there from Eau Claire.
Big Ryan Mead, the hooker, stepping up to kick again. Gotta love it when you see it. Takes it a little quicker. Could have taken some more time off the clock, but he hits that one. So we're 20-14. So Stout need a converted try to win. An unconverted try does not tie it. So this is a big step here for Eau Claire in this battle in the Great Midwest Conference. What a matchup we have had on our hands this evening as the clock comes down to just about 1 minute.
I think this is very fair that it's coming back down to the last play. These two teams have been evenly matched, although in different styles, which I think is a celebration of rugby. But what I've noticed from number 10 there, Kuanda, he has been doing these 7-style kickoffs where they're trying to get the ball back. I wonder if he's going to do it again. They have to.
They have to at this point. He hangs that one up in the air a little further this time. It's going to come down to Eau Claire. Comes down safe. Eau Claire, big hits coming in. Stout is ready to go. Semling just does not stop. An advantage here. Conan breaks away. Conan, haven't seen as much of him in the second half, but right there, a key run. They have a penalty advantage. Not sure how much longer it will last. See what they decide to do. They go to Pugh in the middle of the field. Pugh again tries to weave around the outside of that player. Taking away a little space from his outside support there as Wilson steps in. This time it's a penalty against the Blue Golds. So ball here to the Blue Devils. Time is up on the game clock. We are in referee's time. There could be up to a couple of minutes here for injuries and for any other issues. The referee is going to stop. I think they're bringing a player on.
It seems an interesting call. It looked like it was a rolling away call, but from the attack looked like they were in possession and no real issues going on there. But let's have a see. I tell you what, it's come down to a Grand Slam finish. The clock in the red, last play. Can that man do anything?
Pure excitement here. Bunda looking pretty casual there. He's looking pretty excited to give it a go. So Caleb Bruce, one of the player coaches there, takes it in. Kaunda, another player coach, makes the break. Does he have it? He's up that right-hand side. He's got defenders. He slips another. He's at the 5-meter line. If anybody's going to set this alight, it's going to be Kaunda. Now they have to get this ball in front of the post and touch it down for a kick here. It is everything to play for the Blue Devils. Blue Goals hanging on for dear life, up by 6. There is Mastel. We cannot turn this over. Have to play intelligently here. They're just a few meters out, so there's more than you think to go. But Semling put some power in earlier on in this 80-minute set. Does it again. Player not rolling away, but referee's going to come. There's a penalty against this Blue Goals team. And what a finish we have here in Eau Claire. Kaunda. Which way is he going to go? Kaunda, there's some space out to that right-hand side. Gives it to Caleb Bruce. Caleb Bruce is the player latched on. He will not get to the line, but he will get close. Battle is on here. Big run coming. That's from their number 23, Iverson, a replacement. Currently held up. He's headed to the ground. What will the call be here? Referee says held up, and the Blue Goals are ecstatic. Will that be the end of our game? Should it not be the end of our game? He may be giving this to the other team.
It should be a dropout if it's held up.
Referee whistles, and we're going to come back here for a 5-meter scrum. That was a goal line dropout.
Yeah.
And player made a mistake there. Just a bit of a mistake, unlucky for Meade.
Oh my.
So we're going to go back here to a scrum. Confusion all around.
Oh my. Wow, this is exciting. And just, should have been a dropout here. Just got a little bit mixed up with his laws. Kicked it out. Can't do that. Back for a 5-meter scrum. And I just think this has got Caleb Bruce at number written all over it.
I'm almost saying the name out loud right now. I think this is a Caleb Bruce run right here. Let's see where they can get with this. You have a replacement right there, and Jacob Barons on the side of this scrum. Ball to come in, another team putting the scrum in from a tight head side.
Yes, and then again, Kaunda may as well get the ball in his hands. He has caused damage all day.
Maybe trying to get some room here. Push from the Blue Goals. Ball's back there alive. Ball goes bouncing into Kaunda's hands. Kaunda gets it out into his center's hands, and that ball is in near the line. It doesn't quite get there. Briar Burns was looking for it. So close. There's a Blue Goals player entirely on the wrong side of the ball here.
They need to go right. They need to go right.
They're going to go for a big push here. This is where getting the ball held up is so dangerous these days, and just trying to play it through this pick-and-go game. You can get into that sort of dogfight that you don't want. So you're right. They need to get it out here a little bit. They want this ball goes to the ground. Going to keep it alive there through General. Out they come. There is Kaunda. Kaunda gets it out to Mastel. Mastel steps back into the right. Pressure coming in from the Blue Goals. Need to keep this ball alive. Do Stout. Stout get the ball up. Nearly slips out of Benish's hands. Sorry, not Benish. That was Genero again. Frankly, Genero, the reserve, as Semling comes in. Continuing to fight here are Stout. Good defense, however, from Eau Claire. That ball slips in behind into the hands of Briar Burns. They've lost a little ground here, have the Blue Devils. The ball is still alive. Referee on the spot. Has that been ripped away? It may have been taken away by the Blue Goals. That would surely be the end of the game, and it has. We'll see who it is that took that ball down. It may have been Meade, who made a bit of a mistake earlier. That would be redemption for the big man. Ball is kicked into touch, and that is going to be it. 20-14. A fantastic finish here. Division III, Great Midwest Rugby. UW-Eau Claire 20, UW-Stout 14. Greg Wilson, the contact coach. What a game.
What a great game. As I imagined, it came down to that very last ruck. I would love to see it again. It was certainly a battle, but these two teams, I tell you what, outstanding representation of D3 rugby, and fair play to Eau Claire. They hung in at the end and got their reward.
Eau Claire had to do what they had to do. Meade made a little mistake there, but the player made up for it. Did Meade. He'll be pleased with that. It would have been tough for him if that was different. You see the Eau Claire faithful there enjoying this win. They are now the top seed going into that semifinal after the regular season ends. Good luck to both of these teams. You can see what it means to them. Take a look at a couple of highlights here.
Yeah, Pew's been a big player all day. Number 8 powering through, and it was a great contest all round. I mean, big men, just big Wisconsin men running at each other. It was wonderful to see, and it was just great that they get look at that hit. And then really enjoyed watching Ben Beckman. He's got a bright future. Number 12, he was a powerful player. Eau Claire's scrum was on the edge all day, but they got that big turnover just when they needed it. Maybe Caleb Bruce could have got more in the game, because that is what he can do on the carry. And let's just look at this bit of holes there from Drager, and then Caleb Kuna. Wow, what a player. He is electric.
He is certainly a great cone. As we saw that little offload there from Conans, that was the first try of the game. We take a look at some of these tries. That's Kazmarek who put that one in. Caleb Kazmarek on a great break, a little slip, got himself across the line.
Yeah, and then they're just starting to, what you've seen, the two different styles in play. You've got Eau Claire just moving the ball into those wider channels, and then Beckman here. Once they started to up the ante, Stout struggled a little bit, but Stout wrestled it back. They got themselves a chance to win the game. You can see Pew here. This was a very tight call. It comes down to tight margins.
Certainly does. We look at some of the final ones here that went in. There is efforts towards the end of it. But we're going to step out, and that is going to be it for Up Tonight. Join us next week. It is going to be Norwich versus Coast Guard. This has been Friday Night Rugby on National Collegiate Rugby for everybody at NCR, everybody at Next Level Rugby. He's Craig Wilson, the contact coach. I'm John Broker. We hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.